Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you are having a safe and enjoyable quarantine. For today's class, I would like to tell you that starting from today, we'll be taking and covering the remaining comprehension texts of Unit 9 and 10. As you all know, we have already covered all the topics of the first and the second semester, except for Units 9 and 10 comprehension texts. I would like you all now to have in front of you your student's book, your activity book, and your booklets. I'll start with the first comprehension text of Unit 9, which is titled The World of Business. Let's begin with the dictionary work. The question says, which of the following do you think is most and least essential in a business meeting? Check the meanings of any words that you do not know in the glossary on page 95, 96, or a dictionary. Of course, you have a list of vocab in your booklets. So please open page 41 and 42 so that we can discuss the meanings of these words and phrases. Your booklets, please. Page 41. The first word is agreement. Agreement is a noun which means an arrangement or promise to do something made by two or more people, companies, or organizations. The verb of agreement is agree, agreement. Agreement means اتفاقية. The second word is a verb phrase to be able to answer detailed questions, to have the ability to understand complicated questions and respond to them appropriately. هي الإجابة على أسئلة تفصيلية. The third item is do a deal. It's a verb. It means to arrange an agreement in business. اللي هي عقد صفقة. Item 4 is give a business card. I believe you're all familiar with business cards. A business card to give someone a card that shows a business person's name, position, and contact details. A business card contains your name, your position. Your position is a secretary, a teacher, general manager, HR officer, and contact details. Contact details means your email, your cell phone number, your address. Item 5 is negotiate. Negotiate is a verb. The noun is negotiation. The adjective is negotiable. Negotiate means to discuss something in order to reach an agreement, especially in business or politics. Negotiate means يتفاوض. Item 25 in your booklets, page 42, is shake hands. It's a verb which means to move someone's hand up and down in a greeting. Shake hands إنه يسلم باليد. 26. Tell a joke. It's another verb that means to say something to make people laugh. إنه يحكي نكتة. Item 27. Track record. Track record is a noun. All of a person's or organization's past achievements, successes, or failures which show how well they have done something. A track record اللي هو سجل إنجازات سواء كان في إنجاز ناجح أو إخفاقات. Okay? A track record. So the mentioned collocations are that we'll be covering in the coming comprehension text is make a mistake, ask questions, shake hands, earn respect, join a company, cause offense, make a small talk. Let's go back to your books. page 64. So the question says, which of the following do you think is the most and least essential in a business meeting? I think the answer should be to be able to answer detailed questions, to do a deal, to give a business card, and to have the ability to negotiate. Okay, this is an interview with a Jordanian businessman about his experiences in China. The title of the comprehension text is Doing Business in China. So I'll start with asking the question and the answer as well. Today we talk to Mr. Ghanem, a businessman based in Amman who often visits China. We asked him when he first started doing business with China. When I say he's a businessman based in Amman, it means that he works in Amman and he goes to other countries to make or to do business deals. We have this pronoun, line 3. We asked him. Him refers back to Mr. Ghanem. The answer for this question was, I've been doing business with China for many years. My first trip there was in 2004 CE, and it was not very successful. I'd like to ask you, line 4, what does it refer back to? I here refers back to Mr. Ghanem. Line 5, there. What does there here refers back to? There here refers back to China. And in the same line, line 5, it was not very successful. It here refers back to Mr. Ghanem's first business trip. Okay, the second question, why wasn't successful? The answer, I worked for a small computer company in Amman. They sent me to China when I was still quite young. If only the company had realized that the Chinese respect age and experience more than youth. So if I asked you here, why was the first business trip to China for Mr. Ghanem wasn't successful? Why wasn't it successful? Because he was too young and the Chinese respect age and experience. Question number 3, did you make any mistakes on that visit? Yes, I wish I had researched Chinese culture before I visited the country. In order to be successful in China, you need to earn their respect. Chinese business people will always ask about a company's successes in the past. However, because I worked for a new company, I could not talk about its track record. We did not do any business deals on that first trip. So, what was Mr. Ghanem's mistake in his first trip to China? He was working for a small computer company that didn't have any track record. Remember what does track record mean? Track record means a record of achievements. Question number 4, when did you learn how to be successful in China? The answer, I joined a larger company and they sent me on a cultural awareness course. On my next visit to China, it felt as if I hadn't known anything on my first visit. As Mr. Ghanem mentioned before, here in this paragraph, he said he wished he had known more about the Chinese culture, which was one of the mistakes he had in his first trip. He didn't know anything about the Chinese cultures. Okay, so in his second trip, he went on a cultural awareness course. A cultural awareness course هو زي دورة توعية عن الثقافة الصينية. What advice can you give to people wanting to do business in China? Before I visit a company, I send recommendations from previous clients. So now, what he does when he visits any company, he would send recommendations from previous clients. Recommendations means توصيات. For example, I worked for Zain company. I would ask Zain to write a recommendation letter about their experience with me. Okay, they would either recommend me or not recommend me for the job. Okay, clients means a customer, عميل. هلا when you buy a product, you are a customer. Okay, but when you buy a service, you're called a client. يعني in a supermarket, you're a customer. In a bookstore, you're a customer. But in a bank or in a telecommunication company, you're called a client. I also send my business card with my job position and qualifications translated into Chinese. So before he goes on his business trip, he would send recommendation letters from previous clients as well as his business card translated into Chinese. So they would learn more about his position, contact details, and qualifications. Can you tell us about your last meeting in China? Of course, I arrived on time. This means now he knows more about the Chinese culture. Chinese people, they do respect time. Okay, you must not arrive late, as this shows disrespect. Then, when I met the company director, I shook hands with him gently. I began the meeting by making small talk about my interesting experience in China. During the meeting, I made sure that my voice and body language were calm and controlled. I never told joke as this may not be translated correctly or could cause offense. You know, guys, telling jokes in a business meeting may be misunderstood. So you'd rather avoid telling jokes and control your voice tone and your body language. The last question in the interview, was it a successful meeting? Yes, it was. I knew that the director had researched my business thoroughly before the meeting. Thoroughly means completely. So I was prepared for his detailed questions. When I began negotiating, I started with the important issues. The Chinese believe in avoiding conflict. It is always important to be patient. I was prepared to compromise, so in the end, the meeting was successful. Do you have any idea what does the verb compromise mean? The verb compromise means to agree to reduce your demands or standards. To compromise means إنك توصل لتسوية to reduce your demands or your standards. Okay, guys, do you have any question? Okay, let's move to the comprehension questions. Your student's book, page 65. The first question: why was Mr. Ghanim's first business trip to China not successful? His first business trip to China was not successful because he didn't have enough knowledge about the culture of China and he was too young. And as we have mentioned before, the Chinese respect age and experience. Question number 2. What do you think is a track record? Line 18. A track record, you have the definition in your glossary, in your booklets, and I'm going to give you or rephrase that definition. A track record is your reputation based on the things you have done or not done in the past. Okay, or as we said in the booklet, it's a record of your achievements, successes, or even failures. Question number 3. What does the word has in bold in the text refer to? Here it's in line 41 for his detailed questions. His here refers back to the director. Question number 4. What changed when Mr. Ghanem visited China for the second time? The answer: he had been on a cultural awareness course and so he knew how to do business in China. Question number 5. What similarities do you think there are in terms of expectations at business meetings between China and Jordan? Okay, I'm going to suggest an answer. You can say that they need to be culturally aware. You need to learn about the culture of China and the culture of Jordan so that you would be able to do successful business deals. And the need for preparation. Good preparation is always excellent in order to be able to negotiate and conduct a successful business deal. Also, the need to listen carefully and have the ability to negotiate and to compromise. Okay, let's move to the last question. Question number 6. Do you think that you would be a successful business person in China? Why or why not? This is a critical thinking question. In order to be able to answer this question correctly, you should mention the things that made Mr. Ghanem or helped him succeed in doing business deals in China and the things that helped him to earn the Chinese respect, which is learning about the culture of China, controlling his body language, avoiding telling jokes, preparing and translating his business cards, and having the ability to negotiate and to compromise. Okay, guys, any question? Okay. We have a vocab question in your activity books. Can you please move with me to your activity books? Page 44. Page 44. Okay. Question number 1, vocabulary. Complete the collocations with the verbs in the box. One verb is not needed. The first one is done for you. The verbs are ask, cause, do, earn, join, make, and shake. The first collocation is make a mistake. Please, guys, you need to learn these collocations by heart. The first collocation is make a mistake. The second one is ask questions. The third one, shake hands. Number 4, earn respect. 5, join a company. Number 6, cause offense. Number 7, make small talk. Let's move to question number 2. Complete the sentences with collocations from exercise 1. The first one is done for you. Be very careful when you answer the questions and try not to make a mistake. Item number 2, if you are polite, you won't cause offense or upset anybody. You won't cause offense. Sentence number 3, before the serious discussion starts, we always make small talk. It's often about the weather. So number 3, make small talk. Sentence number 4, Nasser has applied to join the company where his father works. Number 4, join the company. Sentence number 5, in business, when you meet someone for the first time, it's polite to shake hands. Number 5, shake hands. Number 6, after the talk, there will be a chance for you to ask questions about anything you don't understand. Number 6, ask questions. Number 7, by working hard, you will earn the respect of your boss. Number 7, earn the respect. Okay. Question number 3, derivation. It's about derivation. Please, the derivation questions in the activity book are very, very important. Please pay extra attention to them. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the words in brackets. The first one is done for you. Before you apply for a job, check that you have the correct qualifications. Qualify is the verb, the noun is qualifications. Sentence number 2, the company is pleased with your work and is happy to give you a article. So I should use here a noun to give you a recommendation. Recommendation. Sentence number 3, congratulations on a very successful business deal. Another noun, an adjective here. A very successful business deal. Item 4, we should always be ready to listen to good advice. Advice with C, the noun. My father often talks about what he did in his youth. Youth is the noun, the adjective is young. Item number 6, it's important to have an awareness of different countries' customs. Aware is the adjective. I'm aware of all the consequences. Awareness is the noun, an awareness. Okay. Let's move to question number 4. Complete the explanations with words from the box. One word is not needed. The words are compromise, conflict, negotiate, patient, prepared, previous, and track record. When you talk about business and try to do a deal, you negotiate. Sentence number 2. When you are ready for something, you are prepared for it. Sentence number 3. When you can prove that you have experience, you have a track record. Sentence number 4. When two sides disagree and argue, there is conflict. Sentence number 5. When each side changes their position a little so that they can agree, they have managed to compromise. Sentence number 6. When you stay calm and take your time, you're being patient. Okay? That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye.